All right, yeah, we're just going to roll with it. So we're back with More Than Coffee podcast, and today we've got a special guest, Jesse Jeffers.
How's it going?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
We're
Pleasure to be here, boys. Thank you for inviting me on.
Hey, and you stopped by Nova Joe's on the way here.
I did. Fire chicken sandwich. The coffee was amazing, too.
What coffee did you get?
I got a just iced coffee with caramel vanilla with 2 more shots of espresso. So we're rolling on 4 shots.
4 shots.
4 shots deep.
Do you feel it in the veins yet?
Yeah, that. But even better was the service. It was great. So
That's what we like to hear.
Awesome.
I'm not just saying that because he's sitting here, but
Yeah, Zach's just here. Let's just talk about it. Anyways, we're going to just start it off. We like to do a little bit of coffee each episode. And today we thought we'd go iced, and we're doing a cold brew. So fresh brewed cold brew coffee. Got the cups here. I'm going to go ahead.
Joe's?
Yeah, this is from Nova Joe's. So we're going to pour some in there. Let's get that in the mic, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I just spilt it everywhere.
It's okay. It's just going to
All
smell
right,
like
let me
coffee now.
pour Jesse some here.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is going to be pretty dark.
Beautiful.
Well, you tried black coffee last time.
Yeah, we did. Oh, shit.
I
I just spilt it everywhere. All right, hold on. We got to cheers it here.
All right.
Cheers to
Cheers.
the cold brew.
Wow.
Strong.
It has some flavor to
Every
it.
time it's going to be strong if it's black. I don't drink black coffee.
But there's something about this. It doesn't just taste like, man, just some black coffee. You get
Yeah, it's a little
in
different.
the break room,
Well,
It's
cold brew is like different.
Cold brew is actually made completely different. It's
Really?
made like a tea.
okay.
So like you grind up coffee and you put it in water and you steep it for like 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
And so it extracts. So fun fact about cold brew, it has some of the highest caffeine content that you'll have out of any other coffee family.
Wow, I did not know that. I was about to say, it's not like I've had too much caffeine.
You're about to be
today,
juiced.
But
about
I
to
noticed
be
it
juiced
wasn't
up.
like a sharp flavor.
yeah.
It wasn't
No,
like
it's smooth.
a bitter.
It's smooth.
Like it was like
It's got those oils in it.
it's almost like drinking a tea, like you said.
Yeah,
That is
almost like
great.
drinking a tea. That's crazy. Well, I think I had a lot of notes, but I kind of don't like to follow them because I think you're a pretty cool guy. I think you got a good personality. But one thing I wanted to let y'all know is I'm proud to be here after stepping on a nail yesterday.
Oh, no.
Had to get a tetanus
Tragic.
shot, so it was kind of interesting. Yeah, I didn't even. I wasn't gonna make a big deal about it, but apparently, Google stepping on a nail and it's like, hey, you're about to die. So I just learned not to Google things.
Yeah,
but,
it'll get you
anyways,
every time.
Turns out I haven't had a tetanus shot in like 10 or 11 years, so they're like, yeah, come on and get one. So they just shot me up today.
Is it rabies that where they put it in your stomach?
It's in the stomach.
Dude, you look it up. There's like rabies, I think is what it is. If you
Dude.
get like a rabid animal, you got to get one in the stomach.
That's crazy.
I was actually talking about this with someone the other day, but I never got the answer. So
Yeah.
Why were you talking about rabies?
so I think someone got bit by an animal, like a raccoon.
Oh my gosh, dude, that is one of my biggest fears. I've seen a few raccoons outside at nighttime, and I'm like, if them things come near me, I'm gonna fight. I'm pulling out something, and we're fighting.
Yeah, I don't. You won't catch me fighting a raccoon.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with raccoons. Some people have them as pets too. It's weird.
I think nocturnal.
Yeah, well, if they come out during the day, then that's when they're supposed to be sick.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see like people like actually getting near those things. I think they're pretty brave to just go up to a raccoon and think it's gonna want to be petted. Like, you don't just go up to those things. Like, what?
Yeah.
Anyways, so we got Jesse Jeffers on today, and man, you got so much going on. For this show, we kind of get people that are young on the show, and so like, how old are you?
22.
22. So me and you are the
Okay.
same age, and so Zach's 26.
Just turned
So
26.
we're all in the 20s. But you're a real estate agent.
Yeah,
so
correct.
tell us more about that. I mean,
So, I'm a real estate agent full time. I'm here in Central Arkansas. Man, I've been busy. I crossed into my second year, actually here July 1st. I currently, I went from a brand new agent, didn't even have my own house, to buying my own house, and then being the top agent at our firm last year
Dang.
at 22.
Congratulations.
Well, I appreciate that. And then this year, absolutely killing it as well. A lot of the agents at our office are as well. They're a lot younger too. But I'm actually, participating in, financing a new construction, like a spec house. And I actually just closed on my second home Friday. So surprise mom, she sees this. I haven't told nobody yet, but I
Dang.
just closed, waiting for the lady to get out of the house and be my first rental property. So
doing more than just selling houses.
Yeah.
You're investing.
you really have to, spread yourself, in multiple avenues. You got to put your foot in a couple different ponds out there, however you say that.
No,
different
no.
tone, a couple different pots of water, because, with the market changing, it's, you don't know what to expect,
Yeah.
and you need to be able to, have different talents. So
For sure.
How did you get into real estate?
So I actually joined the Air National Guard in my senior year of high school. Around December, I enlisted. I was going to get my my college benefits, and I was going to go to U of A. I was my ACT score. I wasn't going to get a full ride there, so I was like, I want to go to a full-time college, and there's work again. I want to go to a 4-year college. I want to go to ASU. Wanted to go to or U of A. Joined the Guard. And by the time I finished my training, like 2 years later, I went through about almost at 2 years of training, and I was like, the full-time shift work isn't for me. I do not want to go back to school, but I was going to go get my business degree and go into sales of some sort. Talking to a few buddies. One of my buddies' moms was a broker here at Cabot at the office I work at. Went and spoke with her, spoke with a few different offices, and said, you know what, let's try real estate. And that's how I did it. Stumbled myself into it. Knew nothing about sales or anything about the houses. Just knew I liked to talk to people and went with it. And it's been a blessing.
How many houses have you sold? Do you know?
I know last year I worked 64 transactions. It was like $12.6 million worth of real estate.
2 years?
No, just last year.
Just 1 year.
And right now I'm at, I was looking at the board today. I think it's 5.1 or 6.1 million.
Dang.
This morning. So
that's crazy, man.
I appreciate it. And, some markets, that's like a month for some people.
Yeah.
But, with Central Arkansas, it's very vast. And, in the marketing, and it's changing. And I just try to stay busy, keep helping out people.
And I think that attests to your personality, too, because I feel like there is a lot of people, even people I know that I've went to school with, that are trying to get into real estate.
Oh,
and
Lord, don't get me started.
It's not for everyone.
No.
I mean, you can't, not everybody's selling this many houses, because then there wouldn't be, there's got to be competition.
Yeah, so I get more DMs, more people message me, hey, Jesse, I see you selling houses. You're putting these clothes things up. You're a top agent. Oh, you're making all this money. Oh, you can make your own schedule. It's nothing farther from the truth. I'll tell you, I work. This is one of the hardest things I've done in my life.
Dang.
Sometimes I'm up till 1, 2 in the morning, the computer, knocking out paperwork, trying to meet these deadlines. Then I'm up the next morning as well, working. So, it's one of the tougher jobs I've probably ever done. And if you take it seriously, want to do it full time, people will realize that.
How many hours do you think you're putting in a week? Like just ballparking?
I'll tell you, because it's not like I go to a 9 to 5. I'm at an office, right? Yeah. So I wake up, I'm at the gym, I'm responding to emails, texting, and there's something else I want to lead off that. But right now, I'd say about honestly, anywhere from 12 to 15 hours a day.
Yeah.
Because it's, I can be in bed. I'm getting my phone ringing right now. And what time is it? Almost 8 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
And 10 o'clock, I'll have someone else calling me too. So, so I put in a lot of hours, but I don't see it that way. I just kind of always on call, man.
Yeah.
So
fun fact, Jesse helped me buy this house we're in right now.
A lot of changes. A lot of changes.
So. Basically, I was like wanting to buy a house. I had literally no idea like how to do it, and I was like, I know Jesse. I've seen this. Like, obviously, your marketing's working because I saw your videos. Like, I knew that you knew what you were doing. I saw the success you were having down there in Cabot, and I was like, I'm just gonna call him and figure out what's happening because I don't really know anybody in Searcy that I'm comfortable doing this with. And to me, like, as a first-time buyer, I'd always thought like real estate, like people were trying to get one over on you.
Yeah, it's not like car sales.
Like a car salesman.
And so, like at first, I was a little nervous, but now I knew Jesse. Like I knew that I could trust Jesse, and he knew what he's doing. And you were very good at like just explaining the process. And it felt good coming from somebody my age, like somebody that knows everything and is able to shoot me straight and tell me like what to do. And so like getting into this one like has been great. I mean, I've turned this into like an investment opportunity too. So
the way you're renting out the bottom stair, you are doing it the best way with as many bedrooms you have. The way you're taking care of this, for y'all who don't know, he's in a 2-story house, rents out the whole bottom floor, and just paying your own mortgage, putting some money in your pocket, and so hope you're going to be calling me here soon to buy your next one.
I swear, I know. So, I've had my mindset. I'm like, if I get another one, I'm calling Jesse. Like, he knows what he's doing. So.
But, man, it's a great, and, I tell all people, if you can buy it, it's a smart choice, and we can get in the market and stuff like that as well. But
right now, I mean, people are now scared to buy because of the interest rate, so what would you say to that? I mean,
so, you hear it, you'll see it on Facebook or whatever news media outlet you prefer. I got a 2.25% interest rate a year, a year ago. A lot of people who, I forget what the median age for someone who buys their first home is. But a lot of people got into this market 2-3 years ago, seeing these low 2 interest rates and thinking that's normal.
Yeah.
If you look back at history, 6% is a really good rate.
Yeah.
It's not good compared to a 2%, but I don't know if we'll ever see that again. Yeah. But me and the lender, I always tell people, don't ask a real estate agent if you should buy or sell, and don't ask them about market conditions. They're always going to tell you what you want to hear. But I always say, hey, go talk with a lender, talk with an appraiser. But my lenders, the consensus is, hey, yeah, they're going up. Where we have a lot of inflation issues. There's recession. People think it's going to happen. I feel confident in the market, but I tell people, hey, if you want to buy and you can afford it, then do it. If it's smart, you'll do it. And then just know in 2 years, refinance when those rates go back down.
Yeah.
So that's what I tell people. If it doesn't make sense for you to buy now, then don't. But just know that the supply is only going to get smaller, and interest rates may go back down. But 2 years from now, those homes are going to be worth $20,000 more.
Yeah.
And if you waited for the interest rate to go down, if you bought now, your payment would be the same.
Yeah.
At $20,000 less, high interest rate, or $20,000 more low interest.
Well, and I know for me personally, I had this thought too, but I know a lot of people I've talked to, like young people that have said, like, asked me even my experience with like getting into this property, and they're like, well, don't you have to have a lot of capital for that? And I'm like, you don't. Like, you literally don't have to be like super wealthy to buy a house at all. Like,
no, there are first-time home buyer conventional loans. So, and the differences are pretty vast. But you got 3%, 3.5%. You got 5% down. You got 0 down USDA rural development loans. You got 0 down the ADFA or ADDI, which is down payment assistance programs. There's so many ways you can buy a house. You just got to meet certain qualifications.
That's amazing, really.
Yeah.
And people are paying rent like crazy right now.
Yeah.
Like, rent prices are high. I mean,
$1 a square foot is where we're about to rent our house at. I mean, the one
Really?
I just picked up. So.
I mean, it's wild. I mean, so it's like you're either gonna buy or you can rent. I mean, some people find renting that's what they want to do, but I calculated I was renting in a college home and paying like cheap rates, because you're splitting this with like 4 or 5 guys. I was still paying $400 a month. You do that for 2 years. I don't know what the math was, but I think it was around $14,000. I just won't see again. Never see it again.
No,
It's crazy.
My rental rate's crazy.
yeah. So, but I want to loop back around is, with the rate, with the market going the way it is, there are a lot of agents. A couple $100, and you got 2 months of time, you can be a real estate agent. And like, I'm not trying to overplay or underplay, but it's a tough gig. And I think people get into it thinking, oh, I'm just going to post, put a Canva post every day.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, oh, come call me. But guess what? Everybody else is doing that.
Yeah.
How are you going to make yourself stick out? And that's the problems we were having.
What do you like? What do you, if you had to attribute your success so far to a couple things, like what do you feel like that's attributed to?
Picking up the phone and calling people. You will be surprised how many people are afraid of the thing that we use every single day. Not cold calling, but calling a for sale by owner, right?
Yeah.
Or calling someone whose house didn't sell an expired listing, picking up the phone and having a genuine conversation. You're not giving them a scripted call. People have issues doing that. And I noticed talking to the right people, networking, and using what they call our sphere of influence, with your friends and family like Dylan, posting out so people can see that, reaching out, hey, you want to go grab a coffee. That's been a huge success for me. There was some other online advertising sources like Zillow and stuff, but I don't do that no more. It's just my pure calling. And
one thing I think that you do really well is investing in those videos you do. I mean, those video walkthroughs, not enough realtors invest in it because it does. It costs money. I'm sure you have to pay somebody to do that.
Yeah.
But that aerial drone footage that sets you apart from somebody that's just posting a picture of a house for sale.
I appreciate it.
Everybody can post a picture of a house for sale, but who's going to take the time to walk through it, give you the details you need to hear right away, and then go into it? I mean, I think that's been a great investment for you.
I appreciate it, especially in the scrolling age when you're just people want something to look at, and you got to make it quick. You got to hit them with the hook, and you got to keep them in.
Get eye catching.
Yeah, and could I sell the homes? Yeah, I could post I could take a black and white photo and get it sold. But my thing is, when I'm talking to new clients or new prospects, let's say I'm doing like for sale by owners or expired listings, Jesse, why should we use you? Well, hey, here's a huge library of all the video marketing I do. This is just a pinch of, a little, like, whatever you want to say, a little small amount.
I mean, also with that too, when I see that, I'm just like, that just plays into what we live in today is video, and people are busy and like they don't have time to like go look at these homes or like drive to them all the time. So if you can give them that video, that makes that's going to spike their interest more for sure.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You go ahead. I got a question for you.
So you say that, and right now I have a house. Clients in California are buying it. The agent hasn't even came and see the house. Now, I have my own words to say about that, but the agent hasn't even seen the house. She sent them a video tour I had on the MLS, and they said, this is perfect. It gives every angle. It's not
That's
a wide
awesome.
angle, deceptive lens. And yeah, it sold a house for me to clients in California. They will not see it until they actually move here. They're going to pay for it.
Does that
and
make you
everything.
nervous?
No, not
No.
for me. I mean, that's them. But I know it's a great house. We didn't try to be deceptive with the
Yeah.
photos and video. But yeah, you're right. It is that we're in a new age, and I think it's very important. It helps me sell more houses than I probably would have.
I want to back it up a little bit because I feel like you sound like you really know your stuff. Like you said, you stumbled into real estate and stuff. How did you like start to learn this stuff so intensely? Because like with what I do, there are people doing things, but I was really obsessed with learning my craft.
Yeah.
Like how did you get to learn your craft so intently?
Yeah.
And like to where you know that kind of stuff.
It depends. Like if it comes to like mortgage lending wise, just reading and talking to lenders. When it comes to like home inspections, like I know a lot about homes. I tell people I'm not a licensed home inspector. I'm not a structural engineer, but I said, but out of the hundreds and hundreds of home inspections I've been to and conversations I've had, I know a few things.
Yeah.
But when it comes to all real estate is talking to people, lead generation, and getting things done. But a lot of research and reading and just learning by doing.
Yeah, Jesse would get up in the attic and look at it. I mean, this man, when we were looking at this one, he was like looking around, that flashlight everywhere.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna check this place out before you still need to get a home inspection, but I'm gonna like make sure just off the top of looking at it, what's looking at it. But,
Yeah, and like you said, a lot of learning by doing and messing up. You learn what to do by doing the wrong things. By saying the wrong things to people, or it really depends on. But there's many aspects of the craft.
Yeah.
I guess.
So one thing I've realized, like off of that point, is like people that are always asking me what I'm doing and how I'm doing things that I'm doing, is they'll ask and then you tell them, and they're like, "Well, but what if this happens?" And it's always a fear of failure to me. And it's like you kind of just have to get over that and be willing to fail. I mean, you feel like it's kind of the same way with everything that you're doing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. The average driller goes back to their day job within about 40 days.
Really?
40 days.
No way.
I think that was like a stat as of like last year. It may be less or more now.
It's probably less.
But it's like less days. But the thing is you get in and you're like, you get your license, you work so hard to get everything, and then you walk in the office, you're like, what next? Okay, even your mom could be buying a house and be like, hey son, sorry, but you haven't even sold a house yet, but the person who sold us our previous one, they've been doing this for 20 years. How do you get that person who thinks that way to use you as a new agent versus someone over 20 years?
So have you found that as a challenge, like with you being young, I guess?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I'm in the National Guard as well.
Yeah.
So there's sometimes I come back and I got my shave face and sorry, I look 14, right? So a lot of people, you said you loved that was your age, was able to explain things.
Yeah.
But imagine going up to some people your grandparents' age and they're showing up to a house for a random agent and they're seeing me.
Yeah.
Especially when I drove a lifted up truck. The idea of like, oh my gosh.
Here's some teenage
Honey, who is this guy? We gotta go, So
They're like, he's our grandson's age.
but when it's from the first contact, because a lot of lead generation, Zillow, you're meeting these strangers the first time. That was a big way for me to kind of start my business, when I had none. People who didn't have a predetermined bias of this guy's new. But knowing your stuff was a huge part. People walk up to me, hey, how's it going? Shake their hand and let's go check out this house. You know things about homes when you go in there. And a lot of that's just learning by doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a big thing. It was just, there's a lot of these older folks, man. They're just used to, there's a lot of younger agents getting into the game now. And it's interesting for sure.
Do you have to like build a client list? Or like, 'cause I feel like if you're experienced, like you're going to have like people that have bought from you in the past and like their friends are going to contact you and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So we call that our sphere of influence.
Okay.
So friends, family, past clients, businessmen, people it's getting to know people. In your sphere, every client I meet, turns into another client, down the road. They're part of that sphere and they say, hey, Jesse guy, he's selling me a house.
For sure.
I'm getting referrals and stuff already, so it's great.
Yeah, I mean, I find that like in anywhere, like that word of mouth is insane. I mean, I know for a fact that like when I do wedding films, like most of the weddings I get after that come from the people that are at that wedding I'm filming. Like either the venue owner or somebody will hit me up. But it's crazy to see that is changing. I mean, word of mouth is big.
Yeah. Our consulting business is the exact same way. Like you're not going to get any new clients until someone can refer you down the road. So
see if that cord is connected to the outlet down there. It should be a charger cord that's connecting to that one. It's a white cord.
Momentary interruption.
Yeah, momentary technical difficulty here. We're making things work on a
While we're taking this break, this podcast has been sponsored by Nova Joe's.
Oh,
so.
yes. Just Jefferson Drill on it there. No, so you do consulting as well?
Yeah, so I've got a couple different side businesses that I'm kind of venturing out into. Nova Joe's definitely my main thing and my main passions, where I've built kind of my reputation and that kind of stuff. But
who do you do consulting for?
So I say it's really just people that I've known at first. So I started with this guy. His name's Roger out of Jonesboro. Kind of an older guy. I was getting a new venture started, and I had this I guess friend, new acquaintance from Batesville that also kind of saw a need for some consulting for some of these like lower level businesses that are getting started, and so we dipped our foot in that, and now we've got a couple clients rolling with it. So
that's awesome.
It's been kind of fun. It's interesting. Like it's kind of a more of a relaxing thing to just be able to think about business and not have to think about restaurant specific stuff. You know what I mean? So
I feel like consulting is one of those things that's growing too. Like more people are finding out about what they can teach others and what they can kind of advise others on based on the experience they have. Yeah. I mean, you alone could probably, with your like experience with real estate, you could like be a real estate consultant if they even have that. I don't even know.
Yeah, and the biggest thing that I've found that's good for us is like going to like these older people that understand new market trends but don't know how to implement like social media or that kind of stuff. Like they want to be progressive. They're not the typical old person that's stuck in their ways. They just don't know how to.
They have the want and the need, but they just don't know how.
Exactly.
That's a good demographic to be with.
Yeah, and so that's been really beneficial because, I mean, even going to a business that might be a restaurant that's owned by an older person saying, "Hey, I noticed that you're on social media, but it's not the best.
Up your stuff.
Yeah, let me get some pictures taken or a video and let's get some drone footage and really like get you on a posting schedule, teach you how to do an ad budget. Let me find an employee, if you can't do it, they can do it for you and knows how to use this box that I can give them."
Is that something you link up with Dylan with for the film and video?
We're trying to work on that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I see your wedding stuff, man. That looks like it's taking off. Were you in Tennessee?
Yeah, I went into Tennessee a couple weeks ago, man. One of my buddies from Harding, he just got me. That's a lot of my weddings I've done have been people I know, which is good. But also you don't want to mess it up because you know them. And so, but yeah, weddings are pretty stressful. I kind of just try to do one a month, no more than that, because I'm doing full time with Nova Joe's, doing their marketing, social media. So then when I do a wedding film, it's like I gotta spend time a whole Saturday or whole Friday filming, and then it takes me like weeks to edit it because like you're talking about like 80 gigabytes of footage, which is like almost 20 hours of just clips. I got to put down to 5 or so clips, so it's pretty crazy to see. I mean, if we have to, we can turn this camera to both of us or both of them, and then yeah. So we got technical difficulties. We're borrowing cameras from somebody. So are they both in that shot?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So we're still good here, learning as we go. But I mean, it's been going good. But what I wanted to touch on too, aside from like these wedding films I've been doing, is just like any other side hustles that you have. Like, let's talk more about those rental properties investments. Like, was that like something you knew you immediately were going to get into, or did you just like learn as you kept selling homes? Like, hey, I got to do this.
Yeah. So it's, I think everybody's like, oh, real estate's interesting, I want to invest, but actually getting into it and doing it is, that's a different story. When I first started, the first thing is like, hey, I need to just learn my crap. I need to learn how to buy and sell. I need to learn how to conduct real estate transactions. And once I got into it, I started working with investors that buy rentals. I was like, you know what? I started asking questions, started doing my own research, talking to bankers and figuring out how the numbers actually work out. And rentals are not a get-rich-quick scheme. Flip houses maybe, but, it is something you want to long-term hold or do like a mid-term hold on. But yeah, so it's just, I had an opportunity to get a property for a great price. I got to put some work into it. Where pretty much the whole house needs to be remodeled, but I found a great area, a little bit of work, but I hope the tenant gets out Friday. If not, I gotta do like an eviction. So.
Wait, so there's somebody already living there?
No, it's like a short sale, so it's like a pre-foreclosure, and then some people they're not too happy to get out, but understandably. So, but I'm hoping they're very cooperative, giving them a lot of time to get out of the house. So,
estimated time on when you're gonna try to rent it? I guess you gotta renovate it.
Oh, if they're out tomorrow night. Saturday, probably Monday morning, I'll have guys over there.
Really?
So, at least
working on
cleaning out the house. Got to rip up the flooring. Got to run what's called an ozone machine that kills, all smells.
The smoke.
Smoke. how do you say, just like pee smell, urine smell, like dog smells. Yeah, they got water, mold, mildew.
Yeah.
It kills all the smells. You got to run it for probably 2-3 days straight. Move it to different rooms.
Is that expensive?
Actually, I bought a machine. It's like $110.
No way.
I thought there would be a lot more, but
Dude,
no.
that doesn't sound
I
bad
would
at all.
think it'd be way more than that.
So
Yeah,
ozone, I guess, is heavier than air. So you got to turn on the fans and you got to like lift it up high. And when it comes out of the machine, it does something. Whatever ozone does. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not the most researched on it, but it's harmful for you. So you got to like shut the door and then you can't be in there when there's machines running.
Dude,
but it tears down
the
all
ozone
odors.
sounds legit. I mean, but only
They use it in
$110
used
bucks.
cars. Some of these cars you get into, you're like, this
Yeah.
was no one's ever smoked in here. But they probably ran an ozone machine for an
Dude,
hour.
me and Zach looked at a house. We literally were trying to get a house. Like, so we didn't call really around to figure out if we were actually going to get it, but we kind of were trying to put an offer in on it. It was another one of those weird situations with this guy was trying to. It was a company selling it. They had a bunch of properties in Searcy. We backed out like immediately. It was bad. We got an inspection done with Jeff Moses. Beast.
Yeah.
They do a good job in inspection.
They're great. They're
But we did the inspection, found out that they had the cast iron piping put in there. Which they were like,
they
dude,
hadn't replaced any of
you
the
do
plumbing.
not want
Oh,
to
it's
use cast
old.
iron. Like, you're gonna have to replace that. Likely, that's gonna be $8,000 probably, like minimum.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they were like, and this house, if we would have known about the ozone thing, maybe.
That
but
probably
dude,
wouldn't have
this
been as
was
bad.
pretty bad
Yeah.
smoke. I don't think I've ever smelled it this bad. Smoke.
Gross.
And then the windows, like. Windows are expensive. I know you helped me replace one window.
No, this was the worst window I've ever. So I actually took a video. I was like, yeah, Dylan, hey, I'll do you a solid, man. I'll come down here. I'll take this window to Cabot, get it replaced. I'll bring it back. That was probably the worst thing I've ever done in my life. I took a video. I think I sent it to my girlfriend. And or she may not have been my girlfriend at the time. If she's listening, she but whatever. This window in the downstairs, how'd you put that back in?
Jimmy.
No, Jimmy did
Jimmy
it.
helped me.
He did. Okay. Taking this window out. I'm not going to try to explain it, but I think it was the hardest thing I've done in my real estate career.
No,
I've done
that's
a
the
lot of
thing.
stuff.
Jesse does a lot more than the other people do. Cause like, he came all the way up to Cersei to put get this window. I wasn't able to do it because I was doing some school stuff or whatever. He's like, I'll help you out. I'll come do it. And he's like, dude, you're gonna need help getting that window back in.
I was like, good luck. I'm done here.
No, I honestly couldn't get it in there, but I had Jimmy, and Jimmy came by, and I was like, hey man, I need some help. And Jimmy is the most interesting guy. He does a lot of like help, like as far as work. You know, you had him help put in some insulation and stuff too before. But I mean, he just is like one of those scrappy guys that knows how to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna get this window in here. You know, he played with that window.
He got it though.
He got it. I was like, Jimmy, you got it.
It took him an hour, dude. It took me about an hour to get it out. So I didn't know how you were going to get it back in.
That's
What was wrong with the window?
It's just, it's heavy, it's huge, it's big.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
you're
And,
good.
it's just one person by yourself, and just being an older window, it was the worst of all areas.
yeah, it was pretty bad.
But we got it replaced, though.
We did get it replaced. So you did say earlier you're with your military experience. Let's get into that because I mean that's pretty good. That's
So-
good stuff. I mean because I've read online it's like remote pilot or something. Like
So I'm a sensor operator on what's called MQ-9 Reaper. It is a drone or remotely piloted aircraft, and they are about the size of fighter jets. We fly them overseas from stateside,
Really?
and we do just ISR work, so intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance. You could be doing anything from flying over a building for days on end, or you could be following convoys. You got raids overseas. You'll do Overwatch 4. So
Holy, that's you just use a lot of lingo I did not even catch. I was like,
it essentially is just a big drone though.
it is a huge plane.
Okay.
It is a plane, but yeah, the main mission set's called ISR, intelligence,
Really?
surveillance, reconnaissance.
that's interesting.
It sounds really cool. You see a lot of stuff in the movies, but 90% of the job is kind of boring. You're kind of you're surveillance camera on a
Yeah,
plane.
yeah.
But then the other 10%, it gets really cool.
They just fly those things from the Air Force base or something.
They take off overseas. Like
Really?
the plane itself takes off overseas and it lands. We fly them from stateside.
That is crazy.
That is cool.
That is weird.
It's a really cool job. Really cool.
I
job.
bet. I mean, how did you like get into that? It seems so specific. Like for what you can do.
because like I was saying, I want to go to big name school. I want to get go all 4 years. But I want to get it paid for. So hey, we're doing the Guard. Well, I originally wanted to go do like a 3-letter agency type job, like CIA, do something with intelligence. That's always been a passion of mine because then I'll use that, then go into politics. As you know.
Yeah,
so, but when that happened, I was like, okay, if I'm doing the Guard, I'm gonna get my school paid for. how can I take this another step? I want to go to the CIA, 3-letter agency. I was thinking Intel. Then I want an Intel job. I want to get security clearances. So nothing here really at Little Rock, kind of tickled my fancy. So I heard Fort Smith, where my base is at, has a lot of cool gigs, and called up a recruiter, kind of told me about the jobs. He said, man, you can use this, drone, you can fly. That sounds pretty cool. I said, sure. So, and that's how I ended up there. A couple signatures later, I found myself in boot camp, after high school. So, but no, and I don't fly them. I use the MTS, multi-targeting spectral camera, or whatever you'll call it. But it's the big old camera on the front. The pilot sits in the left seat. He flies or she flies, and I sit in the right seat.
What is this, like virtual reality or what?
No, you just got a lot of screens in front of you.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's wild.
That is cool.
I can show you some pictures, like not off my phone, on Google. No, I promise you, they got these like phone scanners and stuff, so you can't, no electronics inside.
Wow.
Where we fly. So.
That is awesome. I mean, but I also saw you flying you flew like a small plane the other day. I saw somebody put on Dylan Shoemate put on a snap. He's like, Jesse's a button. I looked at your snap. I was like, what?
He didn't know that was me. He was actually just randomly posting this random plane. Oh, it's Jesse probably. And it actually was. I haven't flown in a few months.
Goodness.
Because I have our text message combos.
That
and I
is
was like,
so
it's like,
funny.
dude, how'd you know that was me? And did you see my snap? He goes, what are you talking about? And then you see his head on Snapchat. His head kind of goes away. And you see when he clicked on my story and he came back and said, holy crap, man, I did not know that was you. So, I'm like 45 hours. Like, I'm done with my hour requirements for my private pilot's license. I actually fly out of here in Searcy.
Okay.
Did you fly up here today? No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
I flew my vehicle, but I just haven't done my written test yet. It's probably the easier part. I kind of like kicked that can down the road, and then it kind of got away from me. So I actually just went up with a buddy. That's where we're flying with in the morning, and kind of got the itch back. So I'm planning on doing practice of that and doing my written test, and then I check ride.
You don't get nervous doing that? Flying the planes?
No,
dude, that's.
I'd rather have an engine go out there than my tire fall off on the interstate.
Yeah.
So
I had what were you like as like a high school student? I asked this last time, but like that's really interesting. Like. Around that age, you're like, I want to go CIA or 3-letter agency, like 18 years old. Like, what? Like,
dude, I thought Jesse, we used to go by President Jeffers. I literally had him in my phone as President Jeffers when I called him to do the real estate.
Yeah.
Dude. It still said President Jeffers. I always thought, like, everybody, like, I remember, like, were you like the class president or something?
No, I wasn't class. I was in a lot of like student organizations.
Yeah, Jesse was always around, dude.
So in high school, I guess, man, I did 3 years on FFA. I was actually on the officer team.
Okay.
I did it for their like speaking events, get out of class. But I loved it. It was great people. I'm able to mesh with almost any group, almost the same. So I had a great time doing that. But man, honestly, I just worked a lot. So I was trying to get out of high school the fastest. My senior year, I went for 3 classes until in the first semester. Second semester, I only came for 2.
Where were you working?
I was actually working at Sonic. I actually ran my own lawn care business during the summer, and would work at Sonic during the winter. So I loved it.
Sonic grind.
Yeah.
I bet the Sonic grind taught you a lot, though.
Oh, dude, it taught me a lot. It taught me to value that dollar, man.
That's the same way I feel about Walmart, dude.
Yeah.
Even though Walmart's actually up their pay a lot.
Bro, if you go out of school, they have that
$1 a day? Are you talking about that for Walmart or Sonic?
No, I'm talking about Walmart. They had this initiative for kids coming right out of college.
Okay.
It's a kickstart to their manager program.
Yeah,
like
I know that.
$200,000 a year.
Sheesh.
200 G's, you can be a Walmart manager. Wait, am I saying that right?
I think that's a little. I think that's high.
No, sorry. I think you. Okay, I will fact check this, but look into it. Right out of college, if you go into this program, you can make killer money because they're in a huge shortage.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think it's 200. I think it's like it may be like 80 or 90.
I mean, the head store manager might be making 200.
But that may be what it's for.
Like if you're like the Cersei store manager, I'm pretty sure he's probably making 200.
Yeah.
But like assistant managers in there, and you're like people. They have like a coach. They have other managers. I don't know how much they're making. Like you have GMs.
They were offering one of these managers like it's for college dudes. Right out of college, you come in and you're making killer money. I was like, see your real estate, man. I'll go do this. It's a lot less stressful than what I do now. But
Walmart's flying drones too, though. They may be hitting you up.
Oh, dude.
Side gig.
Go deliver this lady her dozen eggs.
That'd be so. Compared to what you're like dealing with, I feel like that'd be easier.
He's just doing it asleep.
It's like a smaller. I mean, they're still kind of big, but they're smaller.
So our planes they're fighter jet size.
They're like full blown.
Oh yeah, because we carry munitions.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, we carry missiles and 500-pound bombs on them. So.
Oh my goodness!
Your Walmart drones carrying a gallon of milk.
I don't know how I feel about a gallon of milk dropping down.
A little milk challenge, man. The people doing that.
That is.
But no, I've done a lot. Like, I mean, it's just weird how all these things connected to go from school to the guard, then going to the real estate, and then kind of getting into real estate investing a little bit.
Yeah.
But what's next? You know, people are like, oh, what are you gonna do? You gonna open up your own brokerage? I'm like, I don't want to. That's a lot of extra stress. Right now, I'm just dealing with growing my business. You know, kind of perfecting it. You know, there's a lot of things you can do within real estate.
So what more does the broker do? Like the person that's running the company, or
so like I'm taking my broker's class in August. So I have a broker's license. What that means is I can be put in a position to like sign paperwork for other agents. Because every time I sign something, my broker has to review it and sign it as well.
Gotcha.
As a broker, I can be a broker of over an office, so I can be that go-to person. I have the experience, the time and the license to kind of teach others, sign all their paperwork, because at the end of the day, all the responsibility falls onto the broker. If I mess something up and we get sued, my broker's the one who falls on those charges pretty much. Like, you know, someone has to pay for it. So with that said, it's a lot of responsibility, and that's another thing is, you know, if I was going to go to my own firm, like, I don't know why I would, really.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't make much more money. It's just, you got to have agents to come with you. But when I first started, JC Goff, he said, Jesse, you know, if you ever go start your own place, you need to do what my previous broker told me. Take everything you love about your current place and the stuff that you don't like, man, go create your own environment, create that new kind of the energy that you want to have. You know, and hire people to, you know, that I kind of attract to that. So for us, you know, when he created Edge, it's a lot of younger people. So it's a really young energy. It's not like really uptight. So, you know, I'm wearing some short shorts, and I'm wearing gym shorts and a polo. You know, but as long as you're professional, know what you're talking about. You know, it's a great place to work.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think I'd create my own business or my own firm, because where I'm at right now, it's perfect in all aspects.
I mean, how competitive does it get? Like, with your own, like, even because how many realtors are at your agency?
I think we have like 30 at each office, so we have like 60 between here and us and Canada, Jacksonville.
Dang.
So I mean, y'all got to be somehow competing, like, to try to see who gets the most sales.
Yeah. So it's not like you're fighting over the same clients, or sometimes you'll have like 2-3 agents in the same office, you know, all bidding on the same house, right?
Really?
But you know, you don't know what each other's bids are, but we're always propping each other up. You know, I'm actually like number 2 by $30,000. Like, I think by this time tomorrow, like, I'll be number 1 technically, because it's just always a moving ranking board. You know, we're moving up and down. And it's a good, happy, competitive spirit. Because some people, they want to sell just one house a month. That keeps them happy. Some people want to sell 20 a month, you know. You know, it is competitive, but not in a bad way. It's very, like, it's a very good environment. It's not cutthroat. Gotcha. Like, oh, they sold more. It's like, no, who cares? We're all making money. We're all helping people out, doing what we love. And hey, it is, at the end of the day, it's like, it's just a post on Facebook or an extra award at the end of the year. But I like that. You know?
It feels good to get recognition.
It does. But
because a lot of people don't see the hours that goes into it. So
yeah,
I mean, that's got to feel nice.
Yeah.
I mean, so are you currently, like, how many properties are you dealing with right now?
I had 10 last week, and I just closed on 4. So I got 6 on my list. That's what I was telling you when I walked in today. I was like, man, I'm tired. Yeah. It's just because you got to think I got probably 10 agents I'm dealing with. I got another 20 clients if it's husband, wife, or whoever it is. And sometimes they're buying one property and they're selling another. There's a lot of intricacies. Today I had to drive to West Little Rock to measure a fridge.
Measure a fridge?
Yeah, because it was a vacant house, so I had to go over there and go measure, like, sometimes, a lot of people don't see me doing that. They don't see me coming to Cersei when I got other showings to do and other clients' paperwork to do, or the paperwork I have tonight. You know, I'm coming up to this podcast. There's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes.
And gas prices are high.
Oh, my gosh.
And you drive a truck? Yeah.
The 2022 Tundra, not sponsored, but it is super nice.
This man's always had a nice truck. He's always getting these nice trucks.
Tax write-offs. Open up an S Corp. Have your business expenses. This is a business truck. This is a business. This is a real estate podcast for the IRS that's listening. So that's why I brought my business vehicle. My personal vehicle is at the house for my going to the gym and Walmart and stuff.
You're coming to tell us about real estate anyways. So.
I mean, that's all that matters.
This is not.
No, but you said about the gym. I mean, you're a pretty avid gym goer, aren't you?
I try. Yeah. I need to be actually more into it. Here lately, it's just like, kind of lost that flame for a little bit, but I think I'm getting it back. Just kind of got off my diet plans. That didn't, skip a few days. Or what? Exertion.
You got exertion. Okay. Competition.
Yeah. So 10 Fitness, man. There's too many kids in there now, I guess. Really? They added this wall up, right? Where you had to pay like $34 a month or whatever their second tier membership is. They took all the heavy stuff, like all like the 60 or 70 plus pound dumbbells, all the good benches, all the good squat racks, put them in this small room, like the size of the downstairs of this house, and gave the rest of the gym, I call it like peasant land, like where I would go, like the $10 a month, you know. You got some, you know, cardio equipment and like 20-pound dumbbells.
It's good business.
But then, but out of nowhere, they just threw up the wall, and they were like, you know what? Only if you pay $30.
Yeah, they did the same thing here in Cersei.
Really?
Luckily, I was grandfathered in or whatever, and so like I've been going there for so long that I get to go in there anyway. But there's no way I would pay more extra because it's I mean, it feels like more packed.
Yeah.
There's less space.
You ever seen one of those like fly traps you sit outside on? The flies kind of go in there and you get all cramped. That's kind of what 10 Fitness is right now. With that little wall. You got all the people in that one room. They're trapped, and you got a few people outside in the peasant area. I got to go to Exertion now. This isn't probably a 10 Fitness hate. I love that place, but
you're saying that everybody that was in 10 Fitness the other day in that side room was paying how much extra?
30
extra.
I think it's $30 total a month.
You pay extra to go in that room. Now there is a lot of people there that are grandfathered in, so like they didn't say, hey, you've already been paying this and getting access to this, so you don't get it anymore. They said if you have your membership and haven't canceled with us, we'll grandfather you in. So like I don't have to pay extra. But like if you go sign up today for a membership, you will pay the extra fee to go in that room.
Yeah. And that's why I say, I'm going to pay $30. I'm going to pay the same amount and go to a different gym and have way less people in there. It's way less packed.
How much you pay for a gym membership?
Like $30 a month, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was higher, but they adjusted them after new membership came in. So
how much is 10 Fit? Like with
$10 plus tax, or it's $30-something plus tax. So but you just have you're getting that franchise crowd, I call it.
Yeah. I mean, I think 10 Fitness needs to like expand a little more, like make it a little bit bigger. I feel like they're like all their places. I mean, the Cabot one's bigger than Cersei, but even Cersei needs to be bigger.
Have you ever heard of a Crunch Fitness? They got them Crunch. They get them in like on the West Coast and then in Florida. It's something we need around here. If y'all know anybody with like $2 million of net worth and $400,000 down, you can get the franchise. I've already looked into it. You remember in Cabot in the old Kmart building? Right there by the interstate. Yeah. Dude, it's been emptied next to Home Depot. You put a
How much are they selling that for?
It's actually for lease. I don't know what the lease amounts are, but I know you make a killing.
You already thought it through.
You
Look at him.
You put every gym out of business in town, man.
You got a spot for a Nova Joe's there?
Yeah, we do, actually. I can get you one. Honestly, you think you could start out with one of those portable shacks. You know, like a Home Depot. You know, some people like have those like sheds. They kind of put
Who's doing that?
You. No, or you can't. No. Are you looking for an actual building spot? Oh, I'd love that. You know, there'd be more money. But
he's like, I'd love to give you one.
No, but I would love
Main Street.
I would love to. I'd love to. You know, get you started. I can find you a parking lot to put a building.
Well, we know Freddy's is down there now, so we gotta stay up to speed. You know, Freddy's made a move now.
So I'm trying to think of an example, but it's like some of those like snow cone shacks.
I know what you're
Home Depot shed, you know, and that's the drive through, man.
You missed that boat. That was a year ago.
Oh, sorry. I'm making sure. Yeah. But no, we can find you a place down there. Yeah,
we may have to. I mean, that'd be nice.
Go to Next Level Fitness in Batesville. Shout out Next Level.
Next level. Dude, Fitness One's the best gym I've ever been to.
I've seen those. I've seen
one's in Fayetteville, dude.
I haven't been to it though.
Nice.
Fitness One?
Yeah, it's 3 franchise? I'm not sure. It must be. It's got to be.
Yeah, show it to me.
I know the memberships are a lot more expensive though. You pay your starting membership's like $40 a month.
Well, as nice as the gym is, from what I've seen, it's worth it.
It's worth it. I mean, you've got everything. They've got like saunas in there, dude. It's like insanely nice. I've never seen a gym that nice. I went, and they actually let me go for free the first time when I was in town just to try it out.
Oh, really?
Which usually they charge you like $10 for the fee.
Yeah, we need Nova Joe's. We need a new gym in Cabot.
It sounds like you've thought the gym thing out.
I have. Yeah. And I can give me an hour. We brainstorm a Nova Joe's, bring it down there.
Well, dude, no, Cabot has like a Starbucks, but other than that, you don't have many drive-through options for coffee. I don't feel.
No, you got Grinds on one side of town.
Yeah, that's more. I mean, they drive-through?
They are drive-through, but it's kind of hidden. Yeah. I think we can find you way we're in a prominent location. Right off 321, there's an old Regions building there. I actually know that it's closed. It's just the ATM. It's an ATM lease.
That's what Robert was talking about, dude.
We will throw you in that, and it's perfect as a drive-through. You can even put like your coffee in those tubes, and you know.
No, you're kidding. I had that idea at one point.
No, you're stealing it. You're stealing it. I want my money.
No, listen. So then about a week ago, I saw that Taco Bell is doing that as a concept, and they're gonna send it through the tube.
Taco Bell's doing the bank looking.
I was like, I should have put something on that idea.
So,
man.
like, how do you? I guess the drinks would have. They would never go upside down. You'd have to shoot them up and then sideways and down.
The drinks would be hard, but food you could do.
Oh yeah, put a burrito.
That's what I'm saying.
I just don't understand like how that makes it fast. You think that's gonna be faster than just walking out the door or handing out the window?
Well, imagine a Sonic like concept where like you got 100 different stalls, but you just got.
Then you just got two people just throwing them in. It's like a mail slot.
You ever seen
You're
Men
just
in
going
Black?
for it.
Is it Men in Black that had like the mail room? You know what I'm talking about, the scene where they
I'm not
walk
sure.
through. They're just it's the
I know. I think I know what you're going for.
I know an Elf.
Elf. That is one. Or that may be what I'm thinking.
I just think of
Men in
Willy,
Black.
I just think of Willy Wonka when I think of that. Willy Wonka has that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Dude. Speaking of Sonic, I know you work there, so you're probably one of these people that do you tip at Sonic?
Yeah, when I get cash, I do. Yeah. Well, it depends on the service.
I've never, some reason it's hard for me to tip at Sonic.
Yeah, I think it depends on the service you get. I think now I'm gonna get some people hate you for saying this, but like I did tip service jobs for 3 years.
Yeah.
Some people, I worked my butt off and I got a lot of tips even in the drive-through. Normally you think, it's a drive-through, but I really do think it's service-based. If you do a bad job, I think it should be reflected in your tip.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that. I was one of my jobs whenever I was at Issac, it was a pizza delivery boy, Pizza Hut.
Yeah,
and,
Doughboy.
Yeah, I was able to try and get my first truck with that tip money. That I saved
exactly.
up, like just the tip money, and
awesome.
and kind of work it up from there. If you have good service, I was good.
Yeah.
You converse with them, show the smile, make sure they got everything. You're gonna get tipped every time, especially in a college town, and But if you have now, I respect good service, but I also really like I don't just tip just because. Like if it's horrible service and you don't act like you want me to be there, I don't feel like you deserve that.
So I went to the barbershop today, and my normal guy, he was busy. Like I was sitting there for 30 minutes, and I was like, because there was a guy with like really long hair, and I guess it was taking about an hour instead of like 20, 30 it normally does. So I was like, man, I was looking at the clock, I said, I gotta go. So I got up and I kind of walked over to this other guy. I mean, it's a Hispanic place. They don't speak much English. That's just, by the way, it's the best barbershops, by the way. One of my buddies, Ramsey's from, Guadalajara and Cabot. They're like my second family. So he shows me all the good spots. And I went without him today. And I was like, hey, man, you want to give me a fade? I don't want to throw no shade on these guys, but he kind of looked at me like I just, he did not want me to be there, ask him to cut my hair and get paid. So I know what you're saying. I was like, man, I don't want to. I tipped him, but I was like, he's cut my hair. But I said, if you do mean like food delivery service and you just act like you don't want to be doing your job, then sorry, man.
I just
be grateful.
Even with haircuts right now, I can't tip because the guy I go to charges like $50 a cut. You know what I'm saying? If you're charging $50, like, well, how much tip do you need?
Yeah, I agree with you. If you're doing that much.
I go to this place in Little Rock called The Handle. They're a little bit. I think it's because they're right downtown, and they have that kind of like it's more of like a trendy vibe. I feel like, and so they definitely charge more. Like if I wanted to get my haircut and then beard trim, he's gonna charge you $20 here, and then for the haircut, and it's like $60. I'm like, I ain't tipping, dude. $60, man.
Yeah,
tank of gas.
There's this guy at Tin Fitness. I bet his name was. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna go there. I just know that he ran a hair salon and barber shop for in New Orleans, and then he had a place in New York, and he had a place here in Little Rock. Out of all places, he traveled each place.
Dang.
And he would tell me about all these luxury high dollar clients, how much like a woman's haircut was $500 when I know that's usually like maybe 80 to 150 or something like that, or like a woman's haircut would start out like $500. Well, his men's haircut was $90 here in Little Rock.
Wow.
And you know what I said one day? I was just talking. I was like, man, I want to come see what $90 haircut's all about.
Yeah.
Not only was it very like weird when he's like, hey, yeah, you put your tip down here. I'm like, $90 in a tip. I was like, woo,
$90 and some.
I'll tell you that the haircut actually, I mean, it was a good haircut, but it wasn't like this. It's like you barely cut it. He's like, all right, you're gonna be back in a week and a half. I'm like, week and a half, $90. This is like 2 months worth of haircuts for me. But he's like, but it was really luxury like, I guess. But I actually got the least amount of hair cut off there than I have anywhere else. I paid double.
So my question is, but I always think about like when you're paying a premium service for that, most of the time they're not placing the value on the goods and service, they're placing on the experience. Like, especially in the food industry. I'm assuming you probably have a lot of your success based off the experience you're giving somebody, not just selling a house, and even like Dylan doing all his marketing. So like it's an experience in the way that he does it. Was the experience good on the $90 haircut?
Great conversation, a lot of compliments, and then he did wash my hair. So, But it was more of a luxury experience. So yes, I mean, I'm not hating him for the $90. I'm the one who chose to go there, but I was expecting maybe something a little different. But maybe that's just my own bias. But I do agree that it was the luxury experience reason why you paid.
I feel like the experience, as the further I'm getting into business, I feel like that can make or break any single business. Like if your experience is top level, it will be so much forgiveness and everything else. You know, because that's what they're coming to you for. Yeah. You know, like people can make chicken sandwiches and coffee at their house. It's the experience that they're coming for.
Yeah. I mean, that's true in a lot of ways. I think a lot of times, like young people I've seen, like they don't, even me at one time, actually, I've always kind of liked making mistakes as I grow from it. But a lot of people are scared to make mistakes and mess up. And like when we segue into this, I want to hear your thoughts on like even in real estate, like have you had moments where you're like, oh dang, I shouldn't have said that, or like, oh wow, I don't know if they're gonna call me back after that one, or you know, and how do you grow from like the mistakes and like kind of the bumps in the road?
Well, yeah, I've made plenty of mistakes. Yeah. One of them that sticks out to me in particular, I was just getting started, and running comps. If you said, hey, Jesse, I want to sell my house. All right, cool. What's your address? Tell me some stuff you've done to it, any updates, etc. I get a lot of info about the property. I'll say, hey, you know, either I come to look at the house in person, but I haven't seen it yet, or maybe before I come over, I'll say I'll run comps. So I'm like, hey, we're going to look at sold comps, sold properties similar to yours in the past, you know, hopefully the closest to today, but we'll go back 12 months. And I'll kind of find similar homes based on what you told me, based off old photos I have, try to come up with some rough pricing. Yeah. I did this for sub-owner right as I started real estate. And it definitely wasn't malicious anyway. It was just I kind of didn't know what I was doing a little bit. Like I was kind of misguided on how to pull comps right as I started. And I pretty much told someone, hey, your house could sell actually for more than what you had it listed at. But it was also on Zillow for sub-owner for weeks at this time. It didn't sell at the $380,000 price tag. I told them they could sell it for $420,000, you know. Yeah. And we ended up selling it for $400,000. Like 3 months, 3 months later, right? So, and I made a huge mistake there, but it taught me multiple lessons. Number one, know what you're doing, you know. And number two, you know, if you tell someone if you do something wrong or if you make a mistake, you know, speak up to them. You know, be a bit more aggressive. But I mean, there's other things where I may have. I told a client, I was like, man, bidets are so weird. I was going on about bidets from multiple houses in a row. We get them under contract on a property, and I go into their house to check it out to sell theirs, you know, because they're behind one. And somehow bidets came up. Well, guess what was in their bathroom? When I walked in there, they had bidets in both bathrooms, you know.
That's the thing that like throws the water up?
Yeah, it cleans you, yeah. I mean, I immediately looked at them and said, guys, I know this is awkward, but I was talking so much crap about bidets. Like, I've never actually tried one before, so I'm sorry. They said, Jesse, you're cool. They said they were laughing on the inside whenever I was just talking crap about them.
Did you try the bidet?
No, I did not. No, I have not yet. I hear they're great investments, you know, especially with the toilet paper shortages we had back in COVID. But
reminds me of this one time, my buddy, his dad was like flipping a house, and I walked in to check it out. He needed some help with some baseboards, so we walked in, and I'm looking around in the kitchen. You know, I could tell they're about to like rip stuff out, and I was like, yeah, you're taking the cabinets out, right? Those are terrible looking. And he was like, oh no. He just looked at me and stared. He said, those are my great-grandfather's cabinets, and he built those by hand. And I thought he was messing with me, dude. He was serious. He's like, we're not taking the cabinets out. And I was like, those cabinets are amazing, you know? Like,
maybe they use some stain or something.
I don't know, dude. It definitely, like, I was like, oh, gosh, I just messed up here.
But yeah, I guess I didn't want to branch off too much. But, yeah, I mean, again, it's learning by doing. Yeah. Okay, if it's someone I've never met before, it's a cold call. If I say the wrong thing, we got to hang up. Next one. I know what I'm doing next. Yeah. It's not like it's going to haunt me, you know? Yeah. If I'm making 100 calls that day, cool. I'm going to learn a lot of lessons on the way. There's a lot of resistance you get, a lot of apprehension, and you can't just study and practice these. Like you were saying, like, how'd you learn your craft? By doing, because if someone gives you a very one-off situation on why they don't want to sell their house or why they don't want to do something, well, now you know in the future, if that ever happens again, you learned it. Yeah. If that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense.
Because there's so many roadblocks you hit, and each new roadblock is just another learning opportunity. Yeah. And
Sounds like persistence is key,
Yeah.
especially with like what you're doing, like checking in. You can't like start like a process of selling a home to somebody and then just forget about them, because then they're like, okay, then that gives them more of a reason to back out or like to go somewhere else or change their mind.
And here recently, I had to refer two of my buyers off. I've been working with a few months. Because I got, like I said, 10 properties, and it was just so overwhelming. And they hit me up saying, "Hey, Jesse, want to see these 2 homes?" I'm like, "Hey, I'm not forgetting about you, but I'm literally too busy. We were looking months ago." He said, "You're coming back now." I said, "Hey, I want to hand you out to someone who's going to take care of you, because I literally can't give you my full time and attention."
Yeah.
Because in this market, it's like you got to see stuff ASAP, or you're going to miss out.
Do you think a recession is going to happen?
I think the housing market will be fine. Now the rest of the world, I don't know. If we go to war, now recession, like there's a lot of things that go on. Inflation, but
yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering, like, so like with these interest rates, going up and then like kind of like making people a little nervous about everything. Is that gonna call for people to lower their prices of the home?
So it depends. It really does. It's not like a yes or no answer. There's some part of the states right now where stuff is still going 20, 30,000 over asking price. There are some places right now where you're seeing market or homes sit on the market for a few days,
really,
or they're selling right at their asking price, and that's just kind of strange. Now, I think people may still try to overinflate prices when they list them and then bring those prices down. But I think anybody who's bought a home where they have so far, though, those prices should be impacted. The only thing that would bring those values down is if for some reason nobody in the world wanted houses at that time. Or if we got 1 million brand new houses built at a discount, which both those things are not going to happen.
Yeah.
I think we may get a little bit more supply. Rates may go up. Prices, I think, will continue to go up, but just a little bit. On average, you gain 3% of value each year, not including COVID market, which is like 50% returns, right? So, but yeah, I have full confidence that, heck, I just bought a house.
Yeah.
I bought my second one. I have full confidence that it's going to retain its value. Nothing's going to go down. Now, some of these people doing $50,000, $60,000 over appraised value, you're going to be in hot water for a few years. I'm not discounting that. That is pretty crazy stuff. But if you're buying it at its appraised value now, you should be able to hold that, regardless of interest rates.
I mean, that's crazy.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. What's the fastest you ever sold a home? How quick has it happened before?
Literally, it's cash, and as long as they can get title work done, which was done in like 6 days.
Really?
So contract to close.
That's pretty
crazy.
impressive. And so it seems like it happens pretty fast once you get the people ready to go. And
the longest part's the loan process,
Yeah.
But
getting people approved and getting it all figured out.
Yeah,
which I had no clue, but I the lender you had me use, I don't know who you're using
Blake?
now. Yeah, Blake.
Yeah, so
he is so good, dude. He's the smartest. Like he said at one point he had 25 to 30 properties of his own, and so like that was back when he was doing investment rental properties, but he knew everything about it.
Yeah.
Like and I feel like for him to spend the time to like tell me even as a young person about it, I respect him a lot more for that.
Yeah, he's the best. I still use him. Shout out Blake Peterson,
Oh,
Flat
yeah.
Branch Mortgage out of Cabot. Anywhere in Arkansas or even the surrounding states, he can take care of you. That's where I get my info from. It's not just Jesse, this young 22-year-old, telling you about the market. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesse, you were 8 when it was 2008. Or you weren't even born back in the recession before that. But it's talking to people like Blake and other lenders and appraisers who know, who can foresee the market. They have the rates, like they can kind of see the outcast. And just, see what the world's doing, All I'll say is the market's going to be crap if you surround yourself by people who say the market's going to be crap.
Oh, yeah.
If you get around some go-getters, closings happen every day. That's the biggest thing I've been taught. 2008, dude, people are still buying and selling. It may not be your mom and pop down the road, but if you're in with the right people, you're still going to be fine. And that's why I'm just it doesn't faze me. Yeah, I may not have 20 properties under contract one month or make some record-setting months, but I know I will be fine.
Yeah.
Because I know what it takes, when it does get a little slower, get
awesome.
investors and stuff like that too.
What is this your forever career?
Oh man, I didn't see myself doing this 2 years ago. So I don't know. I have a lot of wants in life. I love real estate. I think it is one of those careers where you can do whatever you want. If you want to go, you don't want to work a 9 to 5, just be client relationships. You want to do like a property management, get your work at a front office to if you want to own commercial skyscrapers, you can all make your start, get the funds to start there in real estate. The people I get to meet, I don't know. for sure. But I know real estate will have to do with it.
That's what I wanted to touch on too. I mean, you're in a perfect industry to build so many connections. I mean, I don't even know how many connections you're making on a daily basis, but you meet so many people, and that I think is more important in anybody's career than anything is building connections. I mean, the people you meet is crazy. I mean, through Zach, I built this connection with Zach, and then I got to meet Robert, who's in a different business, who is you meet people through people, and so you're meeting you could be selling a home to somebody that knows this person who you run into, and you're like, oh, so it's crazy. And Cabot, everywhere, I feel like Arkansas is the best place. You just run into people and they know somebody you know.
They do.
So small world, but those connections are key.
Yeah, I met a guy. I mean, well, to finish it off, real estate, I say, that's where I'll be. But will I own my own place? Will I be doing this? I don't know. I just know I'll be involved in some sort.
Like your side hustles and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, buying and selling, I love that as my main gig. But, what's next? It may be doing, having a team of agents, or maybe I may still be doing this 20 years from now, but have a lot of rentals along the side.
You're going to have a lot of rentals.
Yeah, I'm going to try. I see a good deal, so I'm going to try to take it. Yeah. But, I do see myself doing real estate. There's not many other careers that, even other sales gigs that you can do as well as you do with real estate. Oh, yeah. The earning side is unlimited. As hard as you work, you can make as much money as you want. But real quick, the side tangent, people you met, I met a guy who was the territory manager for Arkansas for Becton and Dickinson medical device sales. Requires a bachelor's degree, you got to have all these certain criteria. But when you know the guy, when you have that connection, I went through 3 of the 5 interview processes. Didn't end up going and doing it for other reasons, but it goes to show, the people you meet, the connections you make, that's really overpowers anything.
That's crazy, man. I mean, that sounds like you've got it going for sure. It's impressive for sure. And it's amazing to see young people doing this kind of stuff, because some people think you have to wait. I know people that are just now getting into real estate who already had a career before. You see this with news anchors and I know Jeff Baskin, weatherman. Yeah, that guy from Little Rock. Yeah. That man is a real estate agent now.
I saw that.
Some people do this career, and that may have been him building a platform and then trying to get into it, and that will help him. But I'm saying some people wait forever and then hop into it. I feel like you're in the game early enough to really decide if this is what you want to do full time forever or whatnot. But
that's what I hear the most. I wish I would have gotten this sooner. I wish I was your age. I'm like, all right, I must be doing something right. I got it on there. And that was the biggest thing. My mom told me, Jesse, real estate is so go to college. And that was just, I love her to death. But I was like, Mom, I said, okay, guess what? I can go to college a year from now. All right, I got my I have my benefits in the military. Yeah, let me take my risk, and it's paid off. Yeah, bountiful. But if the market does hit the bed, and let's say just for some reason I can't sell a house anymore, I just making the connections. Maybe the owner of Nova Joe's and go work for them. So I don't know, but I can have. I will find another job.
There's all kinds of opportunities, and the people you meet. I mean, there's no telling what could be out there. But I mean, you're doing great right now.
I appreciate it.
I wanted to talk to you. Zach already knows the story, because I definitely want to touch on this, because you're probably getting into this with your rental properties, hiring people to do stuff and going to flooring companies, all that kind of stuff. Dude, I don't know if I ever told you this. So when I bought this house, how I did the floors.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not going to out the company right now, but dude, I had the worst experience ever. And I attest this experience to my young age. So I don't know what it is. I believe some of these owners of flooring companies and stuff, countertops, all that, they see a young 22-year-old walking in talking about they want to do a whole house. They need to pay for flooring for a whole house. They don't take us serious. And this is my experience. So I'll go in to get this flooring. They were kind of not giving me the time of day.
No.
But I was like, I need it quick. And so I did it. Come to find out, they quoted me one thing, and then they told me that they were going to have to add something. And then I get the bill, and it's triple what they told me. I was out of pocket so much money, dude, and I was ticked. It was back and forth, them overpricing their stuff after they'd already told me one price. And I felt like it was them trying to get one over on me. And they just thought I had, why is this kid doesn't know what he's doing? So I just didn't know if you've ever had that experience, being young. Because, I know me, being young, when people see me walk in, they're like, what do you mean you need flooring? You're 22. What are you talking about?
You're a college kid. What are you doing?
No, I actually got kicked out of this dude's store. Not joking. This guy.
Go off on him or something?
Okay, now I walk in there, and I'm talking to the other owner, which is his wife. I'm talking to her, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to need a discount, because I can't, y'all messed up the cut on this flooring that I'm getting, because I did some kind of vinyl flooring, and so I don't want to pay to get another shipment of it in when it was not my fault. You know?
Oh,
and he was like, you've got 5 seconds. And I was like, what? I was like confused. And I had no anger in my voice. This is the calmest I had ever been in like a situation. No, he's like, you got 5 seconds. He's holding a coffee mug. I'm like, 5 seconds? Like, what is happening? I was like, what? And he's like, get the F out of my store. And he just starts cussing. He literally walks me out of the store, like up on me. I was hoping I was really wanting him to hit me, dude. I wanted him to hit me so I could just file a lawsuit or something.
Pay for that for you.
But dude, I was like, I had never been that calm and so like shook in the moment that I was just like, I don't even know what to say right now. But as soon as I got out of this situation, the wife's on the phone. Hey, we're so sorry about that. We're gonna cover that for you.
You better.
Yeah.
But I attest this to them, like me not coming in there with like a lot of experience in this. Like they knew that it was an investment because I had talked to them about it, and they're like, okay, this kid knows nothing. What is he trying to do? And I didn't really have like parents or anything that like to go in there with you, and so they were kind of like, we'll just treat him like this. But I definitely have had that experience, and I think like any young person can run into those problems. So.
I had that getting started with Nova Joe's with banks actually.
Oh, not trusting your agents.
The big guys.
It wasn't even that. They heard the idea, and they, especially in our town, like they were like coffee, like literally just wrote it off, and it would not work with me. Wouldn't call me back. Like it was I cannot tell you how hard it was to just get somebody like face to face to tell me what I had to do to get some money. Yeah. And it was 100% because of my age. Like they did not want to talk to me. I don't deal with it as much anymore, but even like up until like last year probably, I was still dealing with that whenever we'd go to vendors. Yeah. And I'd walk in with somebody that was working for me that was older than me, and they'd think that they were the owner, and then they'd look at me and be shocked, and then kind of change their tone of voice. Yeah. So I've definitely experienced that.
Yeah,
quite a bit. Not as much anymore, but
a bit satisfying when you're like, no. I'm the owner.
Yeah.
I'm not this guy, so.
Yeah. Dude, he had that when we first opened up in Searcy, the mayor of Searcy. I forget his name.
I forgot about this.
So we're doing the ribbon cutting for when we open up in Searcy, okay? Zach's out there, and one of our partners in the company is Robert, and then the guy that used to run the store is Joe. And so they're older, okay? Like, I don't know what their age is, but they're
around 55.
Yeah, 55, okay? So they're older, obviously, than Zach. Well, the mayor, like, doesn't even, like, give Zach the time of day. Like, he's like...
We're all three just standing there, and, like, he walks past me, shakes Joe's hand, and then shakes Robert's hand, turns around and says, we'd like to thank Robert and Joe for coming to Searcy. And I was like, what about me?
So wait, what is wait, Nova Joe? So what is your, like, you're the owner, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Robert and I are equal partners. Okay. So Robert Foster,
who's Joe?
So no.
Okay, Joe's a whole separate thing. Yeah. So we had Joe was an operator. Like now, Isaac's the operator of the store.
Shout out to Isaac.
Yeah, shout out Isaac. He's back there on the technical side of things for us. So Isaac's a new operator of Searcy store. But we started with Joe. And everybody thought that Joe was like the owner or creator because it said Nova Joe's.
Yeah.
And he would always play a joke like, not the real Nova Joe. But anyways, that's where that came from. Yeah. But yeah, he was just a store operator. But Zach and Robert, you can tell more about that.
Yeah, so Robert has a really interesting story. I don't know if we ever get him on here, but
we could talk for hours about his story. Dude, he's got an insane story.
Yeah. So 10th grade education. He started in fireworks, tires, and then actually founded Bad Boy Mowers.
Really?
Yeah, and then got out of it, sold out of it, so went and started another mower company, Spartan Intimidator Mowers, and
like Spartan mowers.
Spartan Mowers.
Robert.
So he created one and said, "Hey, I'm gonna." He should sound like a knock man.
Guru Grill.
Well, there's a long story behind that.
Oh, that red egg.
The red egg. That's Robert.
Dude, where's this guy?
Well, he took what he was doing at Bad Boy and just made it 20 times better at Spartan, and now it's like way bigger than Bad Boy.
Yeah,
they just sold Toro. Just acquired his company.
The public like Toro.
Yeah, no Toro. Yeah, so it's like
they got Xmart.
I think that's so funny. It's like, hey, I'm gonna create this business. I'm gonna sell it to you. Then I'm gonna go make your next competitor. Like,
basically, Robert saw what Zach was doing in Batesville and was like, I'd like it. Like, he loved the coffee and he loved what Zach was doing.
That's awesome.
That attributes back to that networking thing you were talking about. Like, networking to me, networking has really helped. I think a lot of young people that are doing what we're doing. Once you understand, like, okay, it takes going that extra mile and really learning your craft.
And knowing what you want. Like, Zach knew, like, he didn't want to leave what he's doing with Nova Joe's. Like, he's like, this is my company. I founded this. I literally built the building. You know, like, I'm not leaving this. So, like, if somebody's going to come on with me, we're going to, like, work this out the right way. Yeah. A lot of people, I feel like young people sometimes can just give you, like, okay, you take over, I'm done. But
you see the bag, and then you try and get it. And that wasn't it for me. Robert brought so much more resources. And so bringing him on as the equal partner just made sense to me. And he actually brought the chicken sandwich.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he'd been working on this chicken sandwich recipe for like 5 years on top of building this like multi-million. Do what?
Does he like test different chicken sandwiches? Like, what was he doing?
They built this brand new production facility for the lawnmowers, right? Like pristine.
So nice, dude.
So nice. And in it, he put a commercial kitchen in it so that he could test the chicken sandwiches.
Oh, so this isn't him just calling the Cisco guy down here.
No, it's our 10 different kinds. Recipe is our recipe.
That is your own.
It's our
recipe.
own brine, our own breading. Like we went to chicken scientist.
Dude, the bun number one. I noticed I pulled this thing out.
You like the roll, don't you?
Yeah.
There we go.
That was amazing. So, and number two, the chicken. It was almost like, if you ever got those like Tyson. I guess what I'm trying to say is the breading almost it's flavored in a way, right? It was not a normal breading. It was. Was it barbecue-ish?
It's got more of a like Chick-fil-A is more of like your sweet flavor. Ours is like it's on the sweeter side, but it's more savory.
That's exactly. I was like, man, the whole presentation. It was honestly probably one of the. I would eat that over if I had a Chick-fil-A, a Popeyes chicken sandwich, a KFC chicken sandwich, and a Nova Joe's. I think Nova Joe's would have won that one. I'm not even saying that.
But do you think the roll helped it?
100%. I'm a huge roll, like Hawaiian roll, sandwich person. You know, that is the best bread. So don't move, don't change.
I'm excited to hear you say that.
Yeah, me too.
I'll tell you a story after this.
Like, how late are you open?
So we're open 5 in the morning, 5:30 here, till 9 p.m.
Oh, so I can't get another sandwich when I leave. What time is it now?
Well,
it's 8:30.
No. But hey, honestly though, eventually, like if we get in some like bigger markets, we could like stay open till 11. Probably. Oh yeah. I mean, that's what like Slim Chickens does. And
Cane's is open till 2 on some days.
Really? Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Like we've just found in Searcy 9 p.m. in Batesville 9 p.m. has been kind of the best time for us.
Smaller southern towns.
But like if you go to like Fayetteville, we can stay up until 11. And I want 12. You know.
Yeah. And I was impressed by the building too. Like I'd really never seen it. Yeah. Like I said, I don't come to Searcy too much, right? Yeah. So I was expecting more of like a shack type coffee place, and I pulled it. I was like, oh, this is a
lot of bricks,
everything like
legit, man.
This is a legit place.
We've come along. So we kind of had more of a shack style whenever I first started. And I just learned coffee and did coffee for a while, and then. I guess it was almost a year and a half ago we started a new concept, and it's been taking ever since.
It's been going. We're I'm basically just trying to market it and get it out there. I mean, it's hard. I mean, Searcy's got 2 Chick-fil-A's. We've got 2 Chick-fil-A's. We've got a Slim Chickens, Popeyes, KFC, Zaxby's. Okay, we've got every chicken place you can think of besides Cane's, and we've got 12 coffee shops.
Wow. But guess what? The only coffee shop I hear about is y'all's.
Let's go.
Let's go. I follow some people from Searcy, but what's if you start doing like, the KFC, they have their like, or not KFC, the Chick-fil-A, they have that
mobile unit
drive, that comes in Cabot. Well, maybe y'all should start testing with other markets. Hey,
I would like to see it in Cabot, honestly.
Yeah. Like, I'm probably the farthest away from marketing, but I have some great ideas for some buddies that do business. I'm like, this is how you get your name out here. Like say, hey, I don't know, y'all know, but I just think, do incentivize people sharing where you're going to be next, and get into that Cabot market, and maybe it's something you can set up there for a week, see what happens. Put up a sign. I know a lot of business owners. You can sit out front. Hey, you can put it in front of our office, man. Yeah. Just like bring your coffee place. See how the market reacts to it.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Market research, man.
We've looked into some stuff like that, and we're kind of trying to make some moves like that. So we'll keep that on the DL a little bit.
But hopefully.
You heard it here first. They're coming to Cabot next.
If you listen for an hour and 13 minutes, you get to hear that. But man. I mean, I don't really have much more. I mean, if you got any questions, feel free. And if you got anything else, man, I think this has been really good.
No, I appreciate y'all letting me come on. This has been a blast. So,
did you like the cold brew?
Yeah, I do like it.
It's not bad. For some reason, when you're talking, you can just sip this night and think about it.
It's so smooth.
I feel like I've done a lot of meth, honestly. I have, and I've never done meth in my life. But, sorry, guys, but I've had this coffee.
Dude is hyped up.
I had pre-workout this morning. I probably had a bang in the middle of the day.
You have to go hit the gym again.
I'm about to go eat like a couple of these chicken sandwiches from a metabolism.
Yeah, I mean, we're open till 9, so you'd have to.
Honestly, I may have enough time to run over there.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
But I gotta
we
get the
need-
sauce on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that girl though, she's like, you want bacon, pickles, or something else? But nothing about sauce.
Well,
Oh,
we
you
have it
gotta
on the
do
side,
no-jo
but you
sauce.
just pour it on the sandwiches.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Dude, it's fire.
We have a spicy and a regular, so if you're whatever you're
Yeah.
down for. But
Yeah.
I like the spicy sauce; it's really
Yeah.
good. But the regular is really good too. So, anyways,
I've appreciated listening to your craft, dude.
No, I appreciate it. Hey, it's a pleasure
Congratulations.
meeting you. Y'all, everybody in here has been creating something big. You got
Yeah.
everything with your wedding because I saw you go to Tennessee. Like, man, okay,
Yeah,
this guy, he's
okay.
getting up there.
yeah, just trying to do some on the side, not trying to do too many of them.
But no, and then seeing Nova Joe's, I think it's really cool, especially just seeing young guys like us too.
Oh,
yeah.
Like, you know, even though I'm just buying and selling, it's like it is my business. It's a sales type gig where
For sure.
I gotta have returning customers and referrals, right? And there's more young people getting into that. There's some younger business owners, you know, too. But no one who's gone out and actually has their own place like
Nice.
that. And then, but yeah,
That's great.
keep doing what you're doing too, and I hope I will too. And
Oh, yeah.
maybe if y'all need like a, you know, Nova Joe's, and y'all go get multi-bajillion. I'll be your real estate officer.
Go ahead and plug yourself real fast.
It's just my name, Jesse Jeffers. I think some fancy editing, we can just put it up.
Yeah,
It's not
Jesse
IE.
Jefferson. Let's look him up on if you're trying to
Jesse.
buy or sell a house. You know, call him.
Yeah, just literally, it's my name on Instagram. Same thing with Facebook. Go see me on there, message me, text me,
Yeah,
telegram me.
I'll give him a shout out too.
yeah. We'll give you a shout out.
You can have, heck, you can send a little bird message. Send a bird and a little dove and drop a letter in my lap. I'll help you find a house, especially commercial too. We're getting
yeah,
commercial.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got some stuff on the down low with some very large. I'll tell you off air what's going on in Cabot. So working with a few people there. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get you.
All right. Well, that's been good, man. I appreciate it.
Guys, I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Yeah.